Okay, so here we are, lecture 1.2. This is unit 1 with the second skill. The second skill builds on the first skill, which was converting within the metric system. We're still converting within the metric system, but now we're adding a little twist here in that we are now going to convert to different types of units. For instance, we'll go from, let's say, centimeters into inches. Inches and centimeters are both units of lengths, but they're different units of lengths, and they're going to require, okay, converting factors. And I will always give you these converting factors. You won't ever have to know these, but if you're cool like me, maybe you know some of these by heart, like 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, and so kind of useless information that may someday you may find useful. So let's get started, and let's convert the 10 centimeters, okay, into 10 inches into centimeters. So just like we did yesterday or the day before, we're going to always write with what we started with. So 10 inches. And I am going to get rid of inches. Like we talked about, we're going to use our units to solve this. So I want an inch here. And let's see, get rid of inches. Is there any type of converting factor? 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters, as I just spoke about. All right. And I'm going to convert 10 inches into centimeters. I know that for every 1 inch, there is 2.54 centimeters. And I'm going to cancel my inches. And I'm left with centimeters, what I want. And all I have to use is my calculator to get this, but 10 times 2.54 is, of course, 20.54. Okay. We're going to round this, okay, eventually, as written, to 20. And it'll make sense later. I'm not asking you to know why I'm going to round that, but we'll get to that discussion a little bit later. Okay, it's based quickly on the type of number I gave you. Okay, so number 2 says convert 10 inches into millimeters. All right, so take my 10 inches. I always write down the number given to me. And the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my inches, and I'm going to go to millimeters. And I look up here and I say, well, I don't see any conversion from inch directly into millimeters, just like you didn't see yesterday days going directly into seconds. So I'm going to have to first convert into centimeters and then into millimeters. So I'm going to do what I just did above, and as if you can already see, I'm just building on what I did before. Hence, teaching. Okay, so 2.54 centimeters. I'm getting rid of my inches. Now I have centimeters, but centimeters is not what I want. I want, in this case, millimeters. Well, I know a millimeter and a centimeter differ by 10. A millimeter is 1,000th of a meter, and centimeter is 100, so they differ by 10. So I'm going to get rid of my centimeters, and I want my meter. Very easy stuff here. Who's the bigger unit? I'm sorry, we're going into millimeters. Centimeter is 100th. This is millimeter is a 1,000th. So centimeter is a bigger unit. So it gets a smaller number, and this, of course, is a smaller unit. 10 millimeters into 1 centimeter. And as you can see, everything cancels. And obviously, 10 times 2.54 times 10, I'm timesing 2.54 essentially by 100. So it becomes 205.4 millimeters. Now you may say, Mr. Grassi, couldn't I have just taken this number and converted it, and I can see what, yeah, okay, this is just a lesson to see what we're doing here. Of course, this would also round off eventually to 200 centimeters. I'm going to discuss that at a later date, but I'm just throwing it out there for your viewing displeasure. Okay? Number 3. Now, right now, I'm holding you accountable for this raw answer. Okay? Okay, number 3. I want to take 270 pounds. Well, guess what? I'm going to write what's given to me. I'm going to do LBS. Convert to kilograms. How many kilograms of mass I am? All right, that sounds like a Dr. Seuss question, but in any case, I'm going to go and see what kind of converting factor I have. 270 kilograms. Where am I? All right, 270 kilograms to, well, my short-term memory is fading fast. Okay, pounds to kilograms. I see that I have 1 gallon, pound to ounces, pound to, oh, there it is, 1 pound to kilograms, straight conversion. So 1 pound is 0.4536. So this is just one stepper here. Going to get rid of my pounds. My pounds go on the bottom. And I know that 1 pound, or I should probably just keep the same units, 1 lbs, that's just the abbreviation for pound, is equal to 0.4536 kilograms. Okay, pounds cancel, and I get directly kilograms. This I can't do in my head, so I'm going to open up my calculator here, and 270 times 0.4536 gives me 122.472 kilograms. I know you're going to say, how are you going to round this? Well, I'm going to round this to 120 kilograms. Again, that is for another lesson. We'll get to that. Right now, I want you to get this raw number. Okay, number 4. All right, number 4 states what? 100 UK gallons of milky equals to how many US gallons? I guess I'm talking about milk and being funny. So I have, you notice UK gallons are different from US gallons. So they want to convert gallons of UK into US. Okay, well, I see that converting factor up here. 1 gallon is 0.8327, which really means that 1 gallon of US is a smaller unit. So if you buy a gallon of milk in the UK, United Kingdom, you're actually getting a bigger container. So you're going to get more volume. Any case, 100, I'm just going to put UK gallon here. I want to get rid of UK gallons, so I'm going to put UK gallon down here. And what do I want? I want US gallons. So what's the converting factor? I got to look up here. The converting factor is 1 gallon is 0.8327. So one of these is 0.8327. Okay, well, that's all they wanted was US gallons, my friends. So all I'm doing is doing that. 100 times 1 divide by 0.8327, and I get my raw is 120.0912. Yes, you know this is US gallons, and of course that is going to be eventually rounded, believe it or not, and I'm just going to leave that blank for now because I don't want to just confuse the discussion. And here we go with the number 5, the last one on this page, the last one I think I signed, is I have 25.6 US pints. That just tells me I'm working from US gallons. I have blended roaches, good, is equivalent to how many liters? Okay, so I'm going to get rid of my pints US, that's for sure. But I have to figure out how am I going to do this. So pints US, where am I going to go? Well, I go to the top, and I don't have any pints to liters. And so I'm going to have to see something else here. Do I have anything to liters? I have US gallons to liters. Okay. Oh, I have pints to a gallon. I guess it's going to have to be US gallon, which you may have already known. And of course you have a gallon equals how many liters. So we're going to have to go from pints to gallon, gallon to liters. I'm going to use dimensional analysis. We're going to use our units. So I get rid of my pints, and there's 8 of them to 1 gallon. And we're all stuck in the US units, I guess. So pints disappear. I'm left with gallon, just like yesterday. We're not going to rewrite the answer and multiply. We're going to neatly keep going and organize ourselves. And 1 gallon, got a fly, it's kicking my tail right now. 1 gallon is equal to how many liters? 3.785. So 3.785 liters. gallon disappears, and here I go. Okay, so everything cancels. I'm going to plug in, so 25.6 times 1, divide by 8, times 3.785, okay, gives me 12.112. At this point, we'll stay with liters. Is it going to round to something else? Yeah, we'll talk about it. Okay, and that's how we do it. How many milliliters are in an inch? So I'm going to always start with the number given to me, 1 inch. Going to get rid of an inch. I can't go directly from milliliters to an inch because I don't have that converting factor, although you probably could figure that one out, but I'm going to get rid of 1 inch. I know that from above, 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Just ingrained in my head for some reason. And then, of course, I'm going to get rid of centimeters, like we did in, I think, question 2. Every 1 centimeter, there's 10 millimeters. And to remember that, it's very simple because centimeter, of course, is bigger. There's less of them. Centimeter and millimeter differ by 10. So centimeter cancels. And my friends in chemistry, okay, I'm 2.54 times by 10. And I should be very similar to what we just did. I think it's the same problem. So in any case, redundancy is taking over. And that's centimeter. All right, number 7. How many centimeters are there in 2 yards? Okay, so this is going to be a couple more steps. 2 yards. I'm going to get rid of yards. For every 1 yard, okay, I'm going to need some converting factor. Well, gosh darn it, I need to go from yards to centimeters. I don't have any conversion from yards to centimeters, but I do have yards to meters. 1 yard is 0.9144 meters. So I'm going to convert to, oops, don't know what just happened there. Hello? Okay, so I'm back. Little technical difficulty. So 1 yard is equal to some number of meters. I have to check that number again. Is 0.9144. 0.9144. So 0.9144. Okay, next step is I'm going to get rid of yards. I'm left with meters, and I know that for every 1 meter, there's 100 centimeters. Multiply across, put this in my calculator, and this should be getting very, very easy to do. 2 times 0.9144 times 100 gives me a raw number, 182.88. I got to stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
All right, so let's continue on. I'm going to do some select problems on the other pages, especially the ones that have many more steps. Okay, and I'll walk you through some of those. Let's see here. How many feet in a mile? How many ounces of silver? Well, let's just do how many millimeters of oil and 2.7 barrels of oil. So just like before, and I'm getting bored with this color, so let's go another color. All right, so let's go with 2.7 barrels. Okay, and I know that I'm going to get rid of barrels, so barrels go below. Okay, and I want to go to, and I'm not really happy with that straight line, and I'm sure you guys aren't either. So I'm going to rewrite that. Okay, the question is that any better? Probably not. Any case, how many barrels? And I'm trying to go to millimeters of oil. So I have to go from barrels to some volume in liters. So I'm going to go look to see what I have here. And what do I have here? Barrels to liters. So let's see what I have for barrels in general. Well, I have barrels of oil to gallons. And I guess I can go from gallons into liters, and then the liters into milliliters. Whoa. Okay, so 1 barrel is 42 gallons of US gallons. So 1 barrel is 42 gallons. So 1 barrel is 42 gallons. I'll just keep it as US because I make it simpler. Okay, barrels go gallons. Now I'm going to get rid of gallons, so gallons go below. And I need that conversion from gallons, okay, to liters, which is 3.785. So 3.785. So there's 3.785 liters per each gallon. Gallons disappear, but I wasn't asking for liters, I was asking for milliliters. So I know a milliliter is a thousandth of a liter. So I'm putting a liter here to get rid of it, my milliliter here. And I know that milliliter is smaller, so it's going to have a much larger number. I need 1,000 of these per one, and I'm all set up. Liters cancel, and we use our calculators. 2.7 times 42 times 3.785 times 1,000. Okay, and if I have typed this in, I'm going to get a raw number 429,219, and it's going to be milliliters. Okay, this is going to get rounded. Okay, we'll talk about that later, but in another video I'll show you what rounding is important. We'll go back to some of these problems. Okay, in any case, how many pints of blood would fill 5 barrels? Why not do that one? So I have 5 barrels, and I want to get rid of barrels, so barrels go below. It would be nice if I had a pint to a barrel, but I don't think I made it that easy. How about a pint? I know is related to a gallon. And let's see, so I've got barrels that we just did to gallons. Gallons go to pints. So that's a little easier one. So 1 barrel is 42 gallons, as we did above. And we know that the barrels cancel. I want to get rid of gallon. And I know from also that there is 8 pints to 1 gallon. And boy, that's nuts. Ooh, let's go back and undo. All right, and that's pretty simple too. No sweat here, unless it's hot like it is. Times 42, divide by 1, times 8, and I get 1680, okay, pints. Make sure you have your units. I'm not going to do all of these. How many centimeters are in a mile? A mile is how many feet? Do I even have that up here? A kilometer. You may already know that conversion. Kilometer. But I'm just going to jump down to one. How many feet in a mile? How many ounces would be 10 kilograms? In any case, I'm going to stop here to make this manageable. And we're going to talk about number 13 in class. And I hope that you get the point of this, and certainly the key in the reference table, key in the website or share drive, certainly you can figure out if you've done the rest of these right. Okay? Bye-bye.